You know, friends, I've often said that success leaves clues. And one of the biggest clues I've discovered over the years is this: the most successful people aren't always the ones making the most noise. No, they're the quiet one, the ones who are too busy doing to be talking about doing. They understand something profound, that true power lies in the combination of thoughtful silence and bold action. It's like planting a seed. You don't stand over it shouting at it to grow. You give it what it needs, then you step back, you stay quiet, and you let nature do its work. But here's the kicker. Once that seed starts to sprout, you don't just sit back and watch. No, you take action. You water it, you nurture it, you protect it from the elements. You act as if everything depends on your efforts, because it does. That's the secret, my friends. Be silent enough to hear the whispers of opportunity, and then be bold enough to seize those opportunities with both hands, as if you have nothing to lose. Because in reality, the only thing you have to lose is the chance to become everything you're capable of being. You see, in this noisy world we live in, everyone's shouting to be heard. But the real movers and shakers, they're the quiet ones, the ones who are too busy doing to be talking about doing. They're the ones who understand that true power lies in silence and fearless action. Let me tell you a story. Back in my day, I knew a young man named Tom. Tom was always the loudest in the room, always talking about his big plans, his dreams, his ideas. But you know what? That's all they ever were. Talk. Now there was another fellow, let's call him Mike. Mike was different. He rarely spoke about his plans, but boy, did he work. While Tom was busy telling everyone how he was going to start a business, Mike was in his garage, tinkering, failing, learning, and eventually succeeding. You see, Mike understood something fundamental that Tom didn't. He understood the power of silence coupled with fearless action. He acted as if he had nothing to lose because, in reality, he didn't. What's the worst that could happen? Failure? Well, let me tell you something about failure. It's not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Now I want you to think about your own life for a moment. How much time do you spend talking about what you're going to do, and how much time do you spend actually doing it? Are you a Tom or are you a Mike? You see, when you're silent, you're listening, you're observing, you're learning. And when you act as if you have nothing to lose, you're free. Free from the fear of failure, free from the opinions of others, free from your own self-doubt. But let me be clear, this isn't about recklessness. This isn't about jumping into things without thought or preparation. No, this is about calculated silence and deliberate action. It's about being so focused on your goals that the noise of the world fades away, and all that's left is you and your purpose. Now, some of you might be thinking, but I'm not in a position to act as if I have nothing to lose. I have responsibilities. I have people depending on me. And to that, I say, good. Those responsibilities, those people depending on you, they're not hindrances, they're fuel. They're the reason you need to embrace this mindset even more. Because when you act as if you have nothing to lose, you're not being selfish. You're not being irresponsible. You're being brave. You're showing those who depend on you what it means to truly live, to truly strive for something. Let me share another story with you. Years ago, I met a woman named Sarah. Sarah was a single mother with 3 kids, working 2 jobs just to make ends meet. She had every reason to play it safe, to stick to what she knew. But Sarah had a dream. She wanted to start her own business, a small bakery in her neighborhood. Now, most people would have said, Sarah, you can't do that. You have too much to lose. What if it fails? What about your kids? But Sarah understood something profound. She understood that by not chasing her dreams, by not acting as if she had nothing to lose, she was already losing. She was losing her chance at true fulfillment, at showing her children what it means to pursue passion. So Sarah did something remarkable. She embraced silence. She stopped talking about her dream and started working towards it. Every night after her kids were asleep, she would experiment with recipes. She would study business plans. She would save every penny she could. And she acted as if she had nothing to lose. She quit one of her jobs, using that time to prepare for her bakery. She took out a small loan putting everything on the line. And you know what? It wasn't easy. There were times when she doubted herself, times when she was scared. But she persisted. Today, Sarah's Bakery is the heart of her community. Her children have learned the value of hard work, of pursuing dreams. And Sarah found something she never expected. You see, that's the real power of being silent and acting as if you have nothing to lose. It's not just about success in the traditional sense, it's about becoming who you're meant to be. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's a nice story, but it's not realistic. The world doesn't work that way. And to that I say, the world works exactly the way you believe it does. If you believe opportunities are scarce, guess what? They will be. If you believe you can't afford to take risks, then you can't. But if you believe that every challenge is an opportunity, if you believe that you have the power to shape your own destiny, then my friends, you will find a way. Because here's the truth. The only real limits are the ones we place on ourselves. Let's talk about fear for a moment. Fear is the number one reason people don't act as if they have nothing to lose. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But here's the thing about fear, it's a liar. Fear tells you that you can't when you can. It tells you that you're not good enough when you are. It tells you to stay silent when you should speak up and to speak up when you should stay silent. But what if just for a moment you could silence that fear? What if you could act despite it? That's where the magic happens. That's where growth occurs. That's where life truly begins. You see, life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. And you create yourself through your actions, not your words. Through your silence, not your noise. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. Nothing worth having ever is. But I am saying it's worth it. Because when you embrace silence and act as if you have nothing to lose, you're not just changing your life, you're changing the lives of everyone around you. You're setting an example. You're showing what's possible. Think about the great leaders and innovators throughout history. They weren't the ones who talked the most. They were the ones who did the most. They were the ones who, in the face of impossible odds, acted as if they had nothing to lose. Take Thomas Edison, for example. Did you know he failed over 1,000 times before he successfully invented the light bulb? But here's the kicker. He didn't see those 1,000 attempts as failures. He saw them as 1,000 steps towards success. He acted as if he had nothing to lose, because in his mind he didn't. Each failure was just another lesson, another step forward. Or consider Rosa Parks. When she refused to give up her seat on that bus in Montgomery, she acted as if she had nothing to lose. But in reality, she had everything to lose. Her safety, her freedom, her life. Yet she did it anyway, because she understood that some things are more important than personal comfort or safety. She understood the power of silent, fearless acts. These people changed the world not because they were exceptionally gifted or lucky, but because they were exceptionally committed. They were willing to be silent when others were noisy, and to act when others were paralyzed by fear. Now, I'm not saying you need to change the world, but I am saying you need to change your world. And the only way to do that is through silent, fearless action. So how do we do this? How do we embrace silence and act as if we have nothing to lose? Well, it starts with a decision. A decision to stop making excuses. A decision to stop waiting for the perfect moment. A decision to stop seeking permission or validation from others. It starts with understanding that your life is your responsibility. Not your parents, not your spouses, not your bosses, yours. And with that responsibility comes incredible power. The power to shape your destiny, to create your future, to become who you're meant to be. But here's the catch. That power only exists in the present moment. Not in the past, which you can't change. Not in the future, which hasn't happened yet. But right here, right now. So I want you to do something for me. Right now, in this moment, I want you to be silent, really silent. Close your eyes if you need to. And in that silence, I want you to listen. Listen to your heart. Listen to your dreams.